Hello. 90s song, or maybe it's late 80s. Anyways, hello, good morning, good afternoon. Looks like my Wi-Fi was questioning itself. But it looks like we're here. So, hello, this is day 7 of the energy and frequency of money, and I have a special thing we're going to talk about today right here on my iPad. So, we're going to talk today about the financial decision-making process. And I just want to talk about a little bit how that has to do with the energy and frequency of money. So think about it this way. How are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are the beliefs underneath the decisions that you make? This is the first thing. So, for example, like, let's say you are trying to get your money stuff together. By the way, pause. Hello, if you're just tuning in, I'm Zoe Shannon. I'm the creator of this group, Femme Forte. It's for spiritual women in business, coaches, and career women. That's what we're doing here. We're learning to elevate our mind around God, men, money, and really just improving the self. So that's what we're doing here in this group. Also, we've got 8 days of the energy and frequency of money. And so if you'd like me to tag you, just in the comments, say, tag me, and I will do that. I will tag you in the previous days, and tomorrow is the final day. Maybe there will be a bonus day number 9. We'll see. So, okay. So let me know if you want me to tag you. We've been tuning in to the energy and frequency of money here in my closet, big closet. This is my side. That side's my boyfriend's, and so you guys can just see my side of the closet. We've still got stickers on the furniture. It's fairly new in the past year. It's time for the stickers to go. I'm a little afraid to tear them off because they'll leave some residue and then I'll have to work to get it off. But anyways, so energy and frequency of money and the financial decision-making process. If you're just tuning in, let me know if you want me to tag you. Hi, Yolanda. Do I? Oh, my gosh. Yep. Hair, probably the hair. No eyelashes today. Okay, so the financial decision-making process and what it has to do with the energy and frequency of money. So as I was saying before I reintroduced myself in this group is, how are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are the beliefs behind the decisions that you're making? So, for example, let's say you are working to get your money shields together, and you're like, I got to transform my relationship with money. And you're working on that, and you're like, okay, I need to stop spending money on this and this and this, and, you know, like you're choosing to say no to things. So just think about this. Are you, like, feeling like you're missing out, like you don't have enough, and like, oh, I can't have that anymore, and poor me, or, you know, like that's kind of like a low energy type of feeling that would be behind the decision to cut back on spending in an area. So this is just an example. So that is going to be the energy that you give to money when you are making financial decisions and choosing to change your life. However, there's another side to this. So imagine that same scenario, but instead of thinking like this is lack and scarcity because I'm having to make this decision and, oh, I have to do this, and, oh, it sucks, I have to stop going to Starbucks for $7 lattes, oh, man. Imagine if you're making that decision from a place of, okay, I love myself, and I want to transform my relationship with money. And I know that when I make this decision to not go to Starbucks anymore for that $7 coffee, and I'm choosing to just have coffee at home in the comfort of my own bed or out on a patio reading a book, like, if you're making the decision from that place, like, I love myself and I choose to save money because I love myself, that's a very different energy. Do you see the different energies of those decisions? So one of the ways that I've said this too is it's a perspective that you're taking when it comes to transforming your relationship with money, when it comes to actually taking the physical actions of not spending maybe for a while, like maybe it won't be forever, but you're choosing to begin to rearrange the way you handle and manage your money. And you are going to consciously choose the feelings and beliefs behind the way you're making those shifts in your life. So that, and with that, like, again, the energy that you hold, the beliefs that you have, the feelings that you have behind any decisions that you're making with money, that emits a frequency, and the frequency is what is dispersed out into the ethers and then comes back to you multiplied. Now, two very different scenarios. For me, I can't have Starbucks anymore, or I love myself, therefore I'm making these changes in my life so that my future is more abundant and fulfilling. Okay? So, very different scenarios, right? Let me know if you agree, and if you see that, do you get that? So that's the energy, and that would be the frequency that you're giving off. So there we go. So here is, guess what, you guys? I am on a break from my team management and leadership program, and so I decided to come live right now. We went to a party last night. I only slept like 6 hours, but it was super fun. We were the last ones there. It was literally a party for a 4-year-old girl, but it was very fun, lots of adults. We had some drinks, and we didn't go to bed till like 2 a.m., but we got to watch her open her presents, and then we got to building like a barbecue, a Play-Doh barbecue, and then like I built this little baby crib and this stroller, and I was super determined to finish it. So we were up late, and then we went to have birria, which is a consomme, a soup. I live in Mexico, so it's a Mexican kind of like hangover type, kind of like when you're in the United States, if you're from Seattle, I know that pho is like a popular hangover soup. So this is kind of like that, but the Mexican style. So we had some beef tacos and some consomme. And that's been my day. And I'm sitting in a seminar today for the Team Management Leadership Program. Yay! So that's what I'm up to today. And I just came to tell you and be here about understanding the financial decision-making process. So here we go. Here this is. So you want to gain clarity around the following questions when you're making financial decisions. So this is just things to ask yourself. Do I really need this, or do I simply just want it? Okay? Really, Yolanda? Oh, awesome. Guadalajara is one place I haven't been yet. That's awesome. I'm going to be going there. Hopefully this year. Possibly not till 2026, but we'll see, because we already have another trip to Cancun and Oaxaca coming up. So we'll see. But we were talking about, I think, going to Guadalajara possibly for a birthday in December. Okay. So ask yourself, do I really need this, or do I just want it? Okay. That's the first question. Okay? If you need it, why? If you want it, why? If you don't really need it and you're buying it because you just want it, what other need might you be trying to fulfill? Now, this is so good because you're learning to look inward. I know there's so many of us who spend money. Oh my gosh, like I'm not saying that there there's something really great about like shopping. I love shopping, okay? I love that feeling. I love getting new things. As you can see, I mean, this is just one part of my closet. I've got so many clothes. You guys don't judge my dirty closet, okay? Um, okay. So, as I was saying, there's something that can be deeply fulfilling about, wanting to look good, spend some money. But I remember a time in my life when I was coming from, I'm not enough, I don't have enough. And I would spend all this money on clothes that I didn't have. And then I wouldn't even wear the clothes because I didn't, like, when I looked in the mirror, I didn't really, there wasn't a match between how I saw the clothes and how I saw myself in the clothes. And I don't know if anybody understands what I'm talking about. If you do, let me know in the comments because it's an interesting view. But that is how I used to be. And really what I'm getting at is that there's oftentimes you're trying to fill a void. Okay? And just get that. These are just questions to speculate on. So just speculate. Am I trying, like, do I need this? Why? Or do I just want this and why? Or am I just trying to fill some sort of void that I have in me? That's a pretty deep question to ask yourself. And this is part of the financial decision-making process, okay? So asking yourself these questions. Now, after that, is there another aspect of yourself that needs to be fed and nurtured? Okay, so something else, like, as opposed to spending money and buying something, there could be like, oh my gosh, you know what? I haven't written, writing, typing, journaling, whatever kind of, maybe this is just an example. Maybe I just need to self-express. Maybe what would fulfill me right now is creating something because I'm a creative person. Maybe I want to go make a difference in somebody's life and I don't need to spend money on this thing because really, as a human being, I think it's giving back to other people and impacting the world and making a difference for people is one of the most fulfilling things that a human being can do. So there's other things, or maybe it's that you really, need to, maybe you want to go have a bath. Maybe you want to go to the gym or go for a walk in nature, and that is going to be more fulfilling to your soul than making a purchase. Sometimes, okay, and it just depends. Remember what I said about what's the energy behind the purchase, the decision, and all of that. You know what I mean? So, all right. It just occurred to me, what if I'm not on mute in my Zoom? I'm like on the Zoom right here, but no, I'm on mute. That's okay. Perfect. I'm literally on the Zoom on my iPad, but it's muted and we're on a break. Okay. Now, next thing. Is there an aspect of yourself that needs to be fed and nurtured? Fed and nurtured. Now, is this a reoccurring pattern? Like, does this come up for you? And asking yourself that, like, because you could literally be spending money to avoid deeper feelings, deeper emptiness. Okay, so spending also can be a way that we avoid important things that we need to look at. So that's another question. And then the last question, is there something else you could do for yourself instead? Okay, literally, I usually only give this to my paying clients. Write these down. I should have said that at the beginning, but go back, write them down, or just write them down, okay? Maybe you have a great memory, but I got too much stuff going on in my life to remember everything, so write them down, okay? Now, is there anything else that you could do for yourself instead? That's the final question. Now, what you can also do in making any major decisions, you can create a list of pros and cons. Okay? It's helpful to create a list of pros and cons to buying something versus the cons, a list of pros, advantages to buying something versus the cons, disadvantages. So what are the advantages of buying something and what are the disadvantages of buying something? Like, oh, I'm not going to have food or gas. Like that's what some people are dealing with, and that they never get out of that cycle / pattern of like never having money. I used to be that person. That's why I like to help women who were in that place. I've had women do everything that they possibly could just to be in my program so that they can transform this, which, by the way, we start on Tuesday, Rich Girl School. This is going to be the 8th round of Rich Girl School. Super excited. The link is here. We're going for 8 weeks. You're getting my 4-step money coaching process. You're getting my member portal for lifetime access. We've got hypnoses, meditations, dozens of spiritual and practical practices. I know that's a tongue twister. To transform your relationship with money. And we're doing 8 live calls together because I'm your partner to transform this in you. I am here for you. I've walked this path. I'm continuing to walk this path because we're always all growing. But I have walked this path before, and I'm here to walk with you, and I'm your partner in this. So that's why I'm doing 8 weeks of live coaching. So it's kind of like a hybrid. You get a lot of the stuff on the member portal, but you also get the community of women where we work together to transform your relationship with money. And I make the promise that you're going to earn up to 50% or more in income, because that's what happens with all the women. That's not an empty promise. Like, that really happens. So come join us. If you go to the link, you can scroll down, schedule a call with me. If you have any questions, I can answer those, or just join us. You can jump in for a full price, $999, or a payment plan for 3 months of $333. Okay. So once you make a list for each of your pros and your cons, if your list of pros greatly outweighs your list of disadvantages, then you have established the clarity you need. On the other hand, if your list of disadvantages greatly outweighs your list of advantages, chances are you're conning yourself. Yep, you got it. Man, we do lie to ourselves, don't we? We do. Just like I explained in the moments prior to this moment on this live, we sometimes avoid. We avoid, and that is ultimately like it's being inauthentic and lying to ourselves. We're conning ourselves. We're like doing this and walking through life. Like, just imagine, like, you can't see anything. Okay, so it's not very queen-like. It's not super sexy to do that. It's not very responsible, but you know what? It's okay. I'm not judging you because I've been there, like I said. Just come join us in Rich Girl School, and we're going to transform that. I promise you that. All right. That was today. I don't know what we're talking about tomorrow. Let me get my handy-dandy planner to see what we're going to talk about tomorrow on day 8 of the energy and frequency of money. The money archetype. And guess what? I got a quiz for that. So join us tomorrow, day 8, and let's talk about the money archetypes. All right, my lovelies. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you inside Rich Girl School.